Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world. My name is Darshan Pawani, and we're talking here today with Sakshi Pandit, who is a passionate digital creator as well as the winner of the pageant Miss India Brainy Beauty 2019. So, Sakshi, welcome to Chai Chat and Community. Can you please tell a little about yourself?
Hello, Darshan. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. I always look forward to chatting because that is what I'm passionate about. I am in Mumbai currently, trying to enjoy the heat that is outside because it's summers. And
Right.
it's really good to see the hybrid system happening where people can work from home. Not talking about COVID-19 because we have already heard it enough on the news. So, not going to
Makes
bore
sense.
anyone today. Well, yes, I just graduated and I am super excited to see what's going to come up next for me in the plan because after graduation, it's like, a youth who's so passionate about so many things, trying to just fit in and just trying to explore myself and I'm sharing my experiences with everyone today.
Actually, yes, we've seen you going, super amazing everywhere across different platforms. You have also won a lot of laurels at for social work as well, and a lot of other things. Can you tell us a little more about that as well?
Oh, yes. Well, to be very honest, I was a total opposite kid to who I am today. And when I started exploring myself and started looking at what potential I have, I think all these achievements just came my way. And yes, so for example, I always dreamt of winning the Best Student of the Year award. So that is what I won
Right.
in my third year of
Hmm.
degree college, while I was pursuing mass media. Then I won the Maharashtra Youth Leader Award. Then I won the Miss India Brainy Beauty as a pageant, which was another big title. Also won things
Right.
like Rex Karamveer Chakra Award, which is given to all the young minds with the
Right.
age gap of say 18 to 30 years of age, whoever's contributing to the society, and a lot of more
Hmm.
achievements. And I think it wouldn't have been possible without the institutions that I am representing today, whether it is the pageant platform, whether it is my college, or whether it is the NGOs that I'm a part of.
Right. So I'd like to inform our audiences that Sakshi is also a very active member of the Rotaract and the Rotary community. I have also been a part of the Rotaract community for quite some time. And yes, Sakshi was an enthusiastic member that we met. And it's really amazing to see how you've broken all those stereotypes and come out and done some amazing work. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
So Sakshi, can you tell us a little more about the pageant that you've won, the Miss India Brainy Beauty 2019? Your journey on how you prepared and how did that go ahead?
Well, it is a funny story because I always, as a girl, we always have these wishes of entering into a pageant, at least competing once. And to be honest,
Right.
I am not that tall enough. And before we had a lot of barriers and restrictions on the official pageant, with the height and a lot of criteria. And therefore, I thought that, okay, because being short, I don't think so. I fit in to the official pageant. And then once I was just going through Instagram and I just came across an ad that said no height, no weight, no age criteria, and this is the platform. And that took me away because that was a surprise to see something like this happening for all of us who think that these restrictions cannot help us achieve our dreams. And that's where I
Right.
thought, since I'm very good in speaking and I love speaking and hosting and all of that, but the ramp walk, which is also an aspect of the pageant, to be honest, I was pathetic at that. And I literally had to groom myself at home. I went through a lot of videos, how to answer questions, how to give your introduction. And I used to practice every day before the auditions, even for the auditions, because to me, auditions are also like the first impression. And then luckily we had the training and grooming sessions for pageants. So I was chosen amongst 45 other contestants, and we were training and getting
Wow.
groomed for the finals. And I remember, even Darshan, that I love balancing my activities. I was balancing road track
Right,
projects, I was balancing my training and grooming, and I felt sick that day when we had the finals. I literally had fever
right.
when I was competing, but I think the entire boost that the platform gave me, it helped me compete, and at the end, I won the crown. So it wasn't that easy, but it did take a lot of efforts and confidence, and obviously the support of everyone, all my mentors and family and friends. So yes.
Right. So I completely get it. It must have been a big thing for you to win at that time. That's really inspirational. So, Sakshi, my next question to you is what really motivated you to participate in a pageant like this? Uh,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I had a dream. So we all have these wish lists, to do list before we turn 20, before we turn 30, and all of that. I think we all have these lists. So the
right,
dream list of mine also consisted of competing in a pageant. And I knew that at least once, I would just want to go and compete and win the crown. That is what I thought about. And that's why when I came across this pageant, I thought, why not give it a shot? Because
okay,
I have been trying to do a lot for the society since, say, 8 years, since the very beginning of my childhood, looking at my parents, trying to contribute in a way. So that kind of uplifted me. And whenever I would look at, the official pageants like Miss Universe, Miss World, that kind of, has created an impact in the girls today. And that's why I thought if I win the title, somewhere down the line, I want to encourage the youth of, especially of my journey of who I was before, like the opposite kid, like very shy and backbencher, and not liking studies, just passing in my grades. And I had a roller
okay,
coaster journey to being the opposite, being confident, sharing, being a leader, getting into leadership, taking roles like presidentship and all of that, and being
right,
a rank holder. So all of these achievements, the entire loophole that I saw, the problem that I saw is just being aware, the self awareness that people need today, especially the young minds. And therefore, I thought if I
right.
win the title, I think somewhere down the line I will be able to spread my message. So that's what empowered me and inspired me to go and be just participate in the pageant.
Interesting. Well, Sakshi, we all know the fact that not everyone's tall, fair, and at that point of time, do you think you've experienced any kind of a bias at your workplace or school that motivated you to be a part of this pageant or something of that sort, apart from the
So
motivation aspect as well?
yeah, so biases are, I think, a part of, it's just a phase of life. I think partiality is done everywhere. If you see,
Right,
even the most amazing industries today do have this partiality that the girls have to look in a similar way in for entering into the glamour world, the fashion world, and it's still happening. So even if there are like few strong voices trying to break stereotypes and think promoting things like, okay, body positivity, okay, no colorism and all of that, there are
right,
still people who are facing it. So, luckily, to be honest, I did not face it. Somewhere down the line, I saw that that was my weakness because I did not groom myself. So, the ones who were pretty amazing in, like, dancing, singing, acting, were creating their path because they were pretty confident enough. But to me, I was just good in speaking and I didn't have any of these talents because I don't like, I don't really sing or dance or act. And somewhere down the line, I thought, okay, just let's crack this. And
right,
there were no biasness as such. But whenever, let me tell you, Darshan, whenever this happens, the entire journey of mine has given me a boost to make sure that I stand up for the right. So even if the
right.
opposite person is trying to bridge a gap, or trying to put a frame that okay, things are supposed to be in a certain way, I try to make sure if it doesn't fit in the rule book of mine, I will put it politely and I will make sure that they know what I'm trying to say.
That's really nice. So, Sakshi, this is something that was very personal to me when I decided to have a chat with you about this topic. That why are we still talking about a girl with beauty and brains? And I feel it's a really old school thought that a girl cannot look beautiful, or why can't a beautiful girl be super intelligent as well? No one actually talks about a good looking man who is also like intelligent. Why is it only specific to girls?
So to be honest, Darshan, I think it's in the society and well, beauty and brains. We all know a woman. The essence of being a woman itself is, being beautiful, being brave, being strong, and trying to balance all these roles that she is coming across. Let me tell you, it is equally with men. So, because a
Okay.
few of us have these perspectives that, oh my God, why is a girl called beauty and brains? She should have brains, obviously. She should be beautiful. Let me tell
Exactly.
you, yeah, a lot of girls also feel that, okay, I do not fit into a society because I think I'm not beautiful or I'm not skinny or I'm not tall or I don't dress up in a certain way. It's just with the individuals and it's just in the minds of the individuals. It's not in the society.
Right.
I think if our society would be so biased enough, I don't think so we would have pageants like Mr. World. Or I don't think so we would be having pageants even now, like just beauty and brains is just a part of a pageant that is empowering women with its own essence, with its own message, like no age, no height, no weight, no language criteria. That is the
Right.
unique selling point of that pageant. Now, there are so many hundreds of pageants just for men, just for women, having their own USPs. And why is that? It's because I think somewhere down the line, to be very honest, we all are developing nations. Even though the city girls are, trying to groom themselves, trying to fit into the work culture, there are many out there, let me tell you, millions of girls out there who still do not know how to groom themselves because they do not have resources. They do not have
Right.
mentors. They do not have people to look up to. It's always like we're looking at celebrities, we're looking at businesswomen, but we're not looking. I mean, how do we reach up to that point? No one is answering why and how do we do that? And therefore, these platforms are there just to build some confidence. And to be honest, Darshan, I think my friends also took part. I was able to influence a lot of crowd with the pageant, and my friends took part this year even though
Mhm.
they did not win the crown, I think the drastic change that I saw in themselves, I was super proud of that because I had seen them during auditions. And when I saw
Right.
them in the finals, I saw, okay, the 3 day training really made a difference. So imagine if a 3 day training can help a woman not feel like, okay, you have to be beautiful and be intelligent. It's not giving you a title, but it's just letting you know that you can be who you want to be and there's a lot of potential within you. And I will tell you, a lot of us do not have this environment, a supportive environment to let us know that you have potential to do this, you are good at this. Nobody makes us feel that. We have to,
Right.
I always tell this quote that the world isn't an alarm to remind you how amazing you are. You have to remind yourself that. I think sometimes these platforms help us do that.
Lovely. That's a lovely thought, Sakshi. Also, I'd like to add in that yes, these pageants keep going on at a small as well as a big level, and it's pretty much relevant to across the globe. I did come across an article which said that there were rural Queensland, which is a part of Australia, also had you know these pageants for promoting agricultural economies, and it was going really well because a lot of women and girls were getting a lot of self confidence as well as grooming through this, which helped them uh, make a better future for themselves. So that's really
Right.
great, which brings me to the next question. So Sakshi, these pageant titles, do you think these pageant titles can be renamed to show women in a better light?
I think a pageant title is just like a feather, on everyone's hat, whoever gets the title. But the most challenging thing is,
Right.
if I'm not wrong, the perspective of the title itself, a lot of us have this misconception, that if I win the crown, if I win the title, it will help us open the doors to more achievements or more roles, and that will be the
Right.
next stop. But I think that doesn't end. It's just like the platforms on the railway station where, there's so many platforms, but you get on the wrong one, and I don't think so that's a destination. So this misconception is with most of us. It's very challenging. I don't think so. The titles should be renamed. But yes, it's up to the individual on how they actually brand themselves and how they put themselves across or represent themselves once they win the title. Because The next, that's just the beginning of a title, and the next is it becomes very challenging to put across the work what you will do as a crown winner.
Right. But I don't know. It just feels a little awkward because, trying to influence people. Small minds really get influenced when they hear these pageants happening and they really want to participate. But somewhere down the line, this shows them in a poor light because uh, this title that you're talking about, the brainy and the beauty aspect that we've been discussing about on this chat, I did have a little research of my own where I saw that about 70 to 73% of people have said that they find these comments sexist on Quora. So this was just a normal Quora research
Hmm.
that I did, and that's what people have. So maybe, do you think it'll be a good idea if people could make these titles a little more different and a little more creative? And if yes, what title would you possibly have in mind?
To be honest, I don't think so. I would try to change the title. It's because, okay, let me again give you a very good example and a fresh example. When I came across the entire title itself, Brainy Beauty, and I thought, oh my god, I am a person who loves studying, and I wasn't that
Right.
way during school days. Because I saw the importance of education, I started studying in my junior college. Till 10th, I
Okay.
used to hate studying. And then I saw myself that I was also trying to do a lot of other activities. So I was trying to put myself as a leader. I was, trying to put myself as a team person and trying to do a lot of things for the society. And that's when it's, it actually, sorry, struck me that
Yeah.
a person like me, who was a little nerdy in the eyes of the public, because that's what people tell you, right? If you're a rank holder, if you study, people tell you, okay, you're a nerd. That is what the title
Yeah.
people give you, the tagline. Now imagine people who are studying, doing research, they're research scholars, they're teachers, they're parents and their mothers who think that okay, once you reach the age of 40, 50, that's the end. You just have to relax and shape your family and all of that. I think that's where these titles play an important role to break that thinking, to break that perspective that what, it doesn't matter if you are a research scholar, you don't have to be a model, you don't have to be an actor, you don't have to be a blogger to enter into these titles. You don't have to be a girl who loves makeup who has to enter into these titles. But even if you're a simple person with a purpose, I think that's where these titles play a very important role. The second aspect to such titles also play an important role because if it would just be okay, Miss Beauty Award or Miss Beauty 2019, I don't, it imagine the word, the title itself pays such a wrong misconception that you have to be beautiful to win the title. But in the minds of those people who have never thought that they could compete in such pageants, for them these titles play a very important role because the name itself gives you a gist. Okay, brainy beauty. Even if I'm intelligent and I'm not beautiful, it's fine. I want to compete in the pageant. And that's how I came
Right.
across a lot of mothers also, right? This year, there are a
Mhm.
lot of mothers that took place, competed in the pageant where they thought they could never be on such platforms. So, a nation like India, where women are still trying to see the potential within them, I think
Right.
such titles play a very important role, and it's not sexist, not at all. Like I said, the society, if it would be so biased, I don't think so. We would have titles like Mr. World.
Right, right. In fact, I think the meaning of beauty is different for everyone. The definition that everyone carries about these terminologies is very different for everyone. So yes, that gets me
Very
to
true.
my next question. So Sakshi, this is pretty much selfish to you. Tell me, what difference did winning this pageant bring in your life? Did you were you treated like a superstar in your society? Were you like the Tapu Sena of the Gokuldam society?
Well, you know, these achievements, these titles have always made my family proud. Have always made me proud because, and the society, whoever knows me, whom I know, we all have celebrated it. Not just this pageant, but even if a small achievement, I think it's all about celebration. So to be honest, I think I celebrate my life every day. So even if
Right.
the next day, if 1 year of pageant is completed, I still celebrate. I still feel like okay, I'm enjoying my phases of life, even if there are like ups and downs. Well, no, to be honest, I had approached many people that okay, I won the title and this is what I can do. This pageant taught me many things. It taught me that if you have a title, sometimes a lot of people will give you attention because you are in a position, or else you're a title holder or something like that. If you are just a normal person, I don't think so people will pay attention to you comparatively if you win something and all. And I've seen that. That's a true harsh reality. But that's totally fine. I think we have to sink in with it and make a difference. Second thing, I thought that I learned this at a very young age. That is what a lot of people tell me. And I'm very thankful that I learned this, that you have to brand yourself in the eyes of others, because until unless you do not put across your unique selling points, people will not know who you are. So if I
Right.
don't think so if I would have put across my skills of public speaking, hosting, I won the title, promoted myself, which a lot of people think that okay, I'm posting a lot, and these people,
Right.
and a lot of people have told me that it's sometimes you post a lot, but somewhere down the line, I feel I don't think so. People will know me unless I do not put across myself as a brand. So yes, a lot of people approached me that we have these opportunities for you. Not many, but even those tiny things, I learned a lot from them. So
That's right.
the I'm very thankful to the people I have, everyone who are just even an uncle and aunt to me, who are just my neighbors, or my friends, my parents' friends, or anything like that.
Right.
It's very good to see that it feels good to be rooted, actually. So that is one main thing that I always tell people, that I do celebrate my life. There are some times when I just feel the opposite, but that's totally fine, I think.
Right. Being a marketer, I personally understand how important the personal branding portion is. And in fact, in a world of so many people, it's really important to differentiate yourself and to ensure that people know you as an individual, and not just mix you up with someone else and just feel you're a casual crowd person. So yes, that's really amazing. So Sakshi, I know one fact about you, that you are also an animal lover. You've done some amazing things for animals as well. Can you possibly share with our audience what is your inspiration in working for the society?
Thank you for asking me that. I love that topic. I'm very close to animals, and ever since like childhood, my parents, my siblings, they all started loving animals. Like we used to always care for strays since the childhood, and that's how I think after I came from my hostel to Bombay. That's when I realized, and I used to like obviously travel to my college and interact with a lot of people. I saw the difference that a lot of them, there were a few whom I knew that were taking care of these stray animals, and a lot of animals that had incidents and accidents. But we still needed a voice, and I started observing that. And I don't know. I used to carry milk. I used to carry biscuits. So whenever I used to see a stray dog or a stray cat, I used to just feed them without even thinking that I have to go somewhere else. So that's when I remember that during lockdown, when COVID took place and everyone was shut in their houses, I think the collaring drive and the feeding drive took place in our locality where I stay, with a few volunteers, with the young people, with the youth. But when lockdown hit, I realized that, oh my God, who is going to go and feed them, because the shops are shut, they don't have place to go, and it's not like there are just few strays in India, they're filled with strays.
Right.
And then I came across a group known as Strays Welfare in the locality that we stay. And I think me and
Mhm.
my mom, we started feeling like my dad, my sister, we used to keep going every day from the lockdown. It's been almost a one and a half year.
Right.
We have been feeding the dogs in one area, and we have been taking care of them. So whenever anything happens to them, we take medications, we take the vet consultations, we make sure there are water pots because it's summer, it's boiling hot outside. We make sure people are feeding. So
Right.
now, because of that activity, Darshan, I'll tell you, it has helped me realize the strength in one individual's idea, turning into that idea into an action, which seems impossible, but when you start and you begin with it, I think it becomes possible. And this activity of just feeding the strays brought me to so many more groups who are doing wonder jobs. Like, they are spread across India. There are so many NGOs that are taking care of strays, taking care of animals, dedicating 24/7 for animal welfare. So then I got to know, okay, this is not a small world. It is huge, and people are coming
Right.
across. So It was just an awareness, dedication, and effort that an individual actually needs. And now I'm in a position that even on a call, if I can help someone get a home, or if a dog is abandoned, to just get adopted, or if something has happened on an accident has taken place, at least I have my network so strong that just with a call, things are done. So that
That's
really makes me
amazing.
helpful, and I'm able to do something for them, for the voiceless animals. That makes me happy and satisfied.
That's amazing. I mean, that just gives us that kind of a motivation and inspiration that, everyone's got 24 hours in their hands, and you're contributing that little time of yours into helping strays, and also doing some great community work that you keep doing with all the Rotary clubs, etc. So thank you so much for being that contributor to our community while we have this chai. So one last question, Sakshi, before we end this conversation. Uh, what would be that one particular advice that you would possibly want to share with, everyone, not just girls, not just boys, everyone in general, on this beauty pageant that you participated in, and what would be that one advice that you would ask people to do? Is it important for people to be a part of these pageants, or do you think it's all about grooming yourself and that individualism? So yes, please share your thoughts.
I would give a brief of my campaign that I started after I won the title. That was hashtag punch self doubt. And
Okay.
this entire campaign was started because, I have seen a lot of us imitating each other. We want to be like someone. We have role models and we want
Perfect.
to follow their path. And the message that I want to tell everyone that you don't have to be like someone, you have to create your own path. There are going to be days where it's going to be totally opposite. It's going to be dull. You will feel like, oh my god, what am I actually doing? But I
Right.
think that phase you need to nurture yourself. We are mostly the phases when you're feeling the opposite. We try to be very harsh with ourselves, with our body, and we try to see a lot of negative things. I have realized that the amount of efforts and the love that you try to give someone else,
Mhm.
sometimes try to give the same amount of love and respect to yourself, and you will try to see that it reflects on the outside. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to participate in events or participate in pageants or be like someone, and follow a path. Choose the
Right.
events that you want to be a part of, and automatically things will start happening. And you don't have to imitate anyone. You need to see what weakness you have, and then you can turn those weaknesses into your strengths. Because at the end, I think that the brand value that you will create for yourself, is going to matter the most, and nothing else will matter.
Right. That's exactly what I have myself gone through as well. So it's all about the initiative that you take, the way by which you really want to grow. You're hungry for learning, and you take an initiative to step out and do something for yourself. That is the thing that grooms you and makes you a better person as well. So yes, thank you so
I
much for
think I
that
would
lovely chat.
also like to add one more thing.
Sure, go ahead.
So, with so many activities that I have done, it also makes me realize the importance of volunteering. I have seen you, Darshan, volunteering a lot. I think you have been a very true inspiration and a mentor for me. But a lot of us, a lot of young minds, have this, misconception of volunteering. But I want to tell them that volunteering can change your life, and it actually can make a difference for everyone in the society, especially with the young minds who are still trying to discover their potential. So, with the pageant, I was going across and sharing how I won the title and how I was not confident and all of that in various BMC schools that we have in Mumbai. And even during
Okay.
lockdown, I was trying to connect with them online, because I realized that when a young person tries to connect with another young person, it actually makes an impact and influences them. And all these people
Right.
from the BMC schools, the government schools, they don't have that environment, that supportive environment that can help them understand that, okay, you're good in all these talents, and they don't have the resources to actually enroll for a dance class or an art class or something. But I feel the young people can just share their skills, just 50% of the skills, or even just 10% of the skills with someone else, and that will help them discover their talents. So that is what volunteering, the magic of volunteering does. It satisfies you because you're contributing in a way. It doesn't always have to be money or just dedicating your few hours on the ground, but it can be in any way. So that is what I want to tell everyone. With along with hashtag #PunSelfDoubt, please try to dedicate at least just half an hour with someone who's still trying to discover their skills, because that is what the skill development of today's time needs to uplift.
Right. Thank you so much, Sakshi. All of those thoughts were really valuable, and trust me, it's gonna help a lot of people and inspire them when they listen to this. Thank you so much for
Thank
being that
you.
youth icon who people will look up to. And yes, that brings us to the end of our today's episode of Chai Chat and Community. We'll
Thank you so
see you
much,
again
Darshan, for
soon.
having me. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Sakshi.